Greetings! I'm Teek, and this is the show where I go over things that were of interest to me in the last week. Fortunately, I have a great many interests, so there's probably something for you here too. There's no E3 this year, but the show must go on in one way or another. Sony finally unveiled the PlayStation 5 this week in all of its smooth, stylish-looking glory. And yes, it does kind of look like they stood a PS4 upright and put a white paper binder around it. But memes aside, there are some details to note. The PS5 will come in two forms, a regular one that includes a disc drive and a digital edition that goes without. No price point has been announced yet, but one would imagine that the digital-only system will run a bit cheaper if you don't mind buying purely downloaded games. The PS5's DualSense controller is also a bit of a departure from the classic DualShock design. We'll have to see if maybe something more traditional gets released too. But the system itself doesn't mean much without the games to go with it, so let's do a quick rundown on what you can expect to play on the system as the next generation rolls out. Games like GTA 5. Cause nothing says next generation like a remaster of an 8-year-old game. Okay, that's unfair. GTA 5 is stupid popular, so this does make sense, and apparently PS5 owners will automatically get access to GTA Online when it comes out in 2021. Next up, Spider-Man is back. Specifically, the web-slinging adventures continue with Spider-Man Miles Morales, who, spoiler alert, picked up some spider powers at the end of Insomniac's Spider-Man game for the PS4. There does seem to be some confusion about the nature of the game, though. First, it was assumed to be a sequel to the PS4 Spider-Man game, but then Sony clarified that it would be an expansion to the PS5 re-release of the original title. However, Insomniac has since stated that it will be a standalone game. The truth seems to be somewhere in the middle, with Miles Morales being a smaller-scale spin-off title similar to Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. So it is a standalone title, but don't expect it to be a full-sized or full-priced experience. Insomniac is also working on a new Ratchet & Clank title. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart will be taking the duo on a multiverse-crossing adventure and, assuming the title has a double meaning, splitting the team up for at least a portion of the game. New from Square Enix, there's whatever this is. Project Athia seems to be about some kind of magic girl stuck in a magic world and, well, your guess is as good as mine beyond that. Likewise, there's Kenna, Bridge of Spirits, which looks to be another cool adventure game about a magical girl, though this one seems to be more native to her magical world. There's also Stray, which seems to be about a cat with a backpack navigating a world of robot people. And then there's Returnal, a game about an astronaut trapped on an alien planet going slightly mad as she continually dies and comes back to life again and again. For some multiplayer platforming, Sackboy: A Big Adventure supports 1 to 4 players for their colorful, fun journey. The legendary Abe returns in Oddworld Soulstorm with a new 2D platformer about leading your people to either freedom or death. We finally got some new information about Ghostwire Tokyo. Seems you'll be using a variety of supernatural abilities to combat the unseen monsters in the streets of Tokyo. Also coming from Bethesda, Deathloop is another game about somebody trapped in a cycle of death. This time a professional assassin stuck in some kind of murder theme park. From the creator of Hyper Light Drifter, Solar Ash is a game that looks like it'll turn the adventure genre upside down. Pun intended. Hitman 3 is on the way next January, bringing the usual brand of stealth kills to the next generation. Little Devil Inside is either about a brave adventurer crossing a world full of dangers while an old man patiently waits for his return, or possibly about an old man patiently waiting for the return of a brave adventurer crossing a world full of dangers. Then there's Bugsnax, a game that seems to be about finding and consuming sentient food, which then transforms your limbs into that food. It looks weird, which is what you would expect from the creators of Octodad. There is a big reveal for Dark Souls fans. The series' predecessor, Demon Souls, is getting a makeover for the PS5. And it seems Hideo Kojima isn't the only one that can create high-concept sci-fi games. I have no idea why this astronaut and little girl are going to the moon in Pragmata, but I guess we'll find out. Speaking of sci-fi, Alloy is back for another round against the world of robot animals in Horizon Forbidden West. And finally, the main event for me, the reveal trailer for Resident Evil Village, or 8-Age. It turns out that the rumors were true, and the next entry in the Resident Evil franchise will tackle werewolf bioweapons and a variety of other supernatural-ish foes. For a more in-depth breakdown, keep an eye on this channel for my frame-by-frame examination. That's it for upcoming PS5 titles, but there are plenty of games a lot closer to release to look forward to. Coming out on PC, PS4, and Xbox this week is Desperados 3, a tactical stealth game in a western setting that looks like a lot of fun. Representing our RPG Maker game of the week is Last Battle Order from Chaos. Not the most standout RPG Maker game I've ever seen, but there are some pretty neat animations. For something simple yet complicated, Block Kicker is a game about, no surprises here, kicking blocks. He does one thing, but he does it well. Alwa's Legacy is a sequel to Alwa's Awakening, jumping the retro Metroidvania series up to 16-bit era style graphics. And if you're a fan of Quantic Dream games but not a fan of the Epic Game Store, then this is a good week for you. Heavy Rain hits Steam this week, along with Beyond Two Souls, starring Ellen Page and William Dafoe, and Detroit Become Human, so there's plenty of choose-your-own-adventure storytelling options to choose from. Finally on Steam and Xbox, West of Dead is another top-down western game, but this one is more action-y and voiced by Ron Perlman, so it's got that going for it. Heading over to the Epic Game Store, this week's free games are Ark Survival Evolved, if taming and then losing your very own dinosaur is your thing, and Samurai Showdown Neo Geo Collection, a collection of 7 different samurai games that actually has controller support. Over on consoles, hitting the PS4 this week, The Last of Us 2 is finally here, just in case you were feeling kind of good about the world. Over on the Switch and on PC, Summer and Mara is a mellow-looking exploration game and farming sim with some solid animation sequences. And also hitting the Switch is One Way Heroics, a unique concept for an RPG where you navigate procedurally generated worlds that are being overwhelmed by a wave of evil. That leaves us with this week's awesome video. Dan Aykroyd and Ivan Reitman reunite for a look back on one of the best movies ever made.
And I sort of just look up and I see them for the first time, and I got this amazing shiver up my spine. And I said, wow, that's a fabulous image. I didn't even know why it was special, but I just had the sense at that moment that we were doing something that was going to work.
That's it for this week, so what are your thoughts on the PS5? Day one buy, or are you going to wait for the inevitable PS5 Pro? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos, and maybe give me a like if you think I deserved it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a great week.